If diabetes runs in your family, it's easy to view genes as a life sentence. You inherit the code and are locked into the results. But your DNA is not a strict, unchangeable rulebook. It operates much more like a heritage recipe. And a recipe doesn't cook itself. It requires a chef to interpret the instructions. Inside your digestive tract, you host a massive community of trillions of bacteria and fungi known as your gut microbiota. These tiny guests act as the master saucier, actively deciding how your body reads and executes that genetic recipe. To communicate with your cells, these microbes manufacture specialized chemical text messages called metabolites. They send these microscopic instructions directly to your genes to adjust things like how efficiently your body clears sugar from the bloodstream. Your metabolic health isn't written in permanent genetic ink. It is actively seasoned, modified, and managed by your gut chefs every single day. To get those chefs to work, they need raw materials. Their preferred ingredient is dietary fiber, the tough, indigestible parts of plants like dark beans, rough whole grains, and fresh broccoli. When you eat fiber, your microbes break it down through an oxygen-free process called fermentation. This creates powerful byproducts known as short-chain fatty acids, which function as healthy vinegars in your gut. These short-chain fatty acids, butyrate and acetate, are the primary tools your microbiome uses to communicate. Your gut lining is covered in biological antennas called GPCRs, waiting to catch them. Once detected, the cells release an urgent chemical messenger into your blood, GLP-1. GLP-1 acts as a direct command to your pancreas. It instructs the organ to release insulin, which immediately pulls excess sugar out of your blood and safely stores it away. The mechanical act of digesting fiber is the exact trigger for your body's internal blood sugar defense system. These microbial messengers cross the cellular membrane, traveling past the surface sensors to reach the very center of your cells. Inside a cell, DNA is tightly wrapped around protein spools called histones, making it unreadable. Enzymes called HDACs act as chemical clamps, keeping the spools tightly wound. The microbial tool butyrate dissolves these clamps, allowing the DNA to unspool into a relaxed, readable state. With the genetic book open, the cell can begin transcribing the instructions to build tight junctions. These are the specialized protein seals that hold your gut cells together, creating a waterproof barrier that protects your bloodstream. A diet devoid of fiber effectively starves the microbial chefs. Without fuel, they stop producing butyrate, and those genetic clamps remain fixed in place. This leads to dysbiosis, a state where harmful microbes outnumber the helpful ones. As the beneficial population declines, the signals to maintain your gut's waterproof seals disappear. The physical lining of your gut starts cracking open, creating dangerous microscopic leaks straight into your active bloodstream. This leaky gut allows bacterial toxins, like LPS, to flood your system. These toxins trigger a persistent inflammatory state, making it increasingly difficult for your cells to respond to insulin signals. Depriving your microbes of fiber silences the protective genes in your DNA and initiates a cascade of systemic metabolic stress. Fortunately, epigenetic changes are not permanent mutations. The chemical locks on your DNA can be removed, and that buried recipe can be salvaged. You can start by introducing prebiotics. These are the specific plant fibers that act as the exact raw ingredients your good microbes need to resume fermentation. You can also ingest probiotics, live, beneficial bacteria that function as fresh culinary talent, repopulating your gut to rebuild the workforce. In severe cases, doctors utilize fecal microbiota transplantation, or FMT. This procedure takes an entirely healthy microbial team from a donor and moves it into a patient to comprehensively restart their digestive ecosystem. By utilizing this microbial communication axis, we are advancing into precision medicine, healthcare custom-tailored to your unique bacterial makeup, rather than just treating the surface-level symptoms of diabetes. You are not a prisoner to your inherited DNA. By feeding the right microbes, you are the executive manager of the tiny chefs that control it.